do in your career, and then think about what you need to learn to get there. You know, if you're really good at something but you're not happy, it won't be too long before you're not so good at it anymore. You just won't give the time, the effort, or what's needed to continue success. I have seen this. I can promise you that over time that's what happens. So I would really counsel anybody who's in that position to think about, well, why am I staying? Why am I doing this if I'm truly unhappy? Really look inside and then make some choices about where you want to be in the future and a learning plan to go along with it. Thank you.
Let's do two more questions from different perspectives. One is from Bo, asking about the perspective of leaders. How, as a leader, do you cultivate happiness in your teams? How do you help your employees find their purpose, hope, and meaning, in work and in their personal lives?
Yeah. If you happen to be in a leadership role or a managerial role, your job one, as I said earlier, is to ensure that people understand the link between what they're doing and where this organization is going, what you're intending to accomplish in your organization. So you're a translator. You're making sure people see the big picture. This is not easy because managers, just like employees and team members, are busy. We are busy, and it is really tempting to kind of skip right by all that direct communication and just get the job done today. That's a big mistake, because if you do that over time, people do lose sight of where we're going. They do lose sight of purpose, and they stop giving their all. They're not going to be as effective, and you're collectively not going to be as successful. The other thing that you can do, and this is really important, is be brave enough to get to know the people who work for you. It takes a little bit of courage because we've been told you can't get too close. How are people supposed to understand their purpose in the workplace, and how are they supposed to understand how their values really do matter in the workplace if nobody ever talks about it? Have the courage to have the conversations that allow us to understand how we're similar and how we're different. Even doing that once or twice a week in passing. How are you doing? What's up for you? What have you been thinking about? What's been bothering you lately? Those kinds of conversations make people feel seen, heard, cared for, and as if they matter. That's so important.
So a couple of comments to end on and one final question. Carlos in Argentina says the idea of happiness every day in the workplace is amazing. Irma said that this came at a really good time for her to hear.
It's wonderful.
But let's end with a question from Jenny, because so much of what you have talked about is how to be happy yourself and how we help ourselves feel that way. She asks a really nice question. How can you begin to be a giver of happiness?
That's such a great question, Jenny. How can we be a giver of happiness? How can we help create happiness for others? That is ultimately the most important thing we can do in the workplace, because if we learn to give rather than just take, we are creating an environment where everybody's going to be happier and better. So a couple of suggestions. Be generous. Give of your time. Give of your energy. Give of your talents. Take time to get to know people, whether you're a manager or not. Show them that you care about them, just in word as well as deed. And openly express your gratitude. A simple thank you goes a long way if it's heartfelt. A simple, I really appreciate you, not just what you've done, but you, I really appreciate you, makes people feel so good about you, about the workplace, and truly they feel happier too. So I'd like to thank all of you. This is a really important topic to me. I've worked with leaders all over the world, and I know the power of happiness at work. And I really encourage all of you to think about it. Think about what you can do to give happiness as well as to take responsibility for your own. Thank you very, very much.